My name is Michelle Greenman and I am the Plus Size Women's Wellness Coach, and I'm here to help you make over your life. So today we are going to talk about how to change when you're married or have children or have other people who might not want to change with you. This is a big challenge for people who live with their significant other or have children who are dependent on them, or even parents who they are depending on. It can get a little bit tricky and daunting to actually make changes in your own life. So I'm going to talk about that person who's in that situation, or you just need some step-by-step ways on how to stay on top of something. Then this video is going to really help you out. Hoping to keep it short but full of content, so let's get started. I am married. I've been married for almost 7 years, and luckily for me, and I shouldn't say luckily because it really wasn't lucky, but that was another video altogether. But for me, I actually met my husband when I was completely overweight, and I'm actually going to put a picture so you guys can see it, but he saw something through what was on the exterior, and he was really, I would say, one of my first coaches to really teach me the steps that I needed to know to really become healthy again. And in less than 7 months, I was completely different looking person. So it's a little bit different for me because he was really instrumental in that change. But I know that for a lot of people, even for me growing up with my mom, and it just doesn't feel like they're always helping. It feels like they're kind of sabotaging you sometimes. So I'm going to give you what I know are the best things for you to be considering and to really
Somebody
gave me the reason of not changing because her husband would not want to. So I know there's a lot of you out there, so I'm doing this video especially for you. So let's get started. Let's get started. Number one is to realize that their blocks are your blocks, or they wouldn't be blocks. So when I'm saying blocks, I mean obstacles, I mean excuses or reasons, or what's really slowing you down. Now, if what was slowing them down is your reason or your excuse of not changing, then it's actually your actual block. I'm going to say that again. If they have a reason that you can give for why you can't change, then their reason is actually your reason. You're just projecting it onto them. So if, for example, your husband does not like to eat his dinner very late, like you should, so you can get a good night's sleep, make sure you don't get a heart attack at night, and etc., 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 then it is not his reason, it is your reason. And the reason I can tell you this is because my first weight loss class I did with a bunch of women, and I had this one lady who was probably she is the thinnest person who's in the group. She really wanted to lose about 5 pounds and really learn the steps that she needed to learn to really make sure that as she was going through menopause, she kept all the weight off. And so when we got to this week where we talked about your schedule and eating, and by the way, I'm going to tell you how to get that. But anyways, when we got to that week, she recognized that her family that she'd been cooking for were used to eating meat and potatoes at nighttime. And last meal of the day, meat and potatoes full on. And the changes that she made was she stopped eating the meat completely at night. So she made it because it was for them, and they were used to having it, or they made it, and she didn't eat it. And so when I hear a client tell me, I can't change because my husband wants this, I know that it is your excuse. You want it. That's why you're not changing. And it's good to get clear with that. There's nothing wrong with you wanting it. There is completely nothing wrong. That's something that I do in my coaching all the time, is to make it clear. We're here to be curious, to find out why, not to judge and tell you that you're wrong. It's important that you see the opportunity to learn from your own behavior and not be told by a expert or a doctor that you should just not do it and you should fight that feeling that you have, because there's a reason that it's there. So If you can't change because your husband says this or believes in that, then you're the one who believes in this or that. Okay? It's not him, it's you. Maybe he's the one verbalizing it and you're projecting it onto him as an excuse, but it's really your reason. And to get clear about that, if you want to eat late and you want to eat big meals, find out why. What is it that you are getting from that huge meal at nighttime? What is it that you're giving to yourself? And, again, that's what I do with coaching. It's about being curious. Why is that happening? And then we start to figure out, okay, when we can pinpoint exactly what you want, then we can find non-food ways to get it and to really even get more of it than you thought was possible. So, number one is their blocks are your blocks. Okay? Stop projecting on them. They're your blocks. So just own them. Own them and say they're yours. It will really save you a lot of time and heartache than blaming them for really what you believe. Okay. I know that was a little bit of a heavy one, but it's probably the biggest one that stands in the way, for sure. Number two is to be the change you want to see in the world, right? I mean, this quote is all over the place. It's so important, but when do we actually embody it? If you see your husband, child, wife, parents doing something that you know is bad for them to do, make sure you're not doing it first. Be that change for them. Show them that it's possible. Because a lot of the times, we don't even know what's really wrong about what we're doing. We live in it. It surrounds us. And so when you're able to show an example of what's different, you awaken this challenge in them that it is possible. But they can't actually have that challenge if you're just doing this and you're not giving any action. So first you need to make sure that you recognize what your blocks are and not to project them on them. Then, number two is you need to actually do that change yourself. You are going to be the biggest positive influence on them, but you have to do it, and it will get hard. And feel free to share the hard times with them. It's important for them to know what is going to happen when they have to go through it themselves. Number three is to get more support. And, this is the work that I love to do. I love to be the support system for women who really want to make those changes. And sometimes, most of the time, our parents aren't that supportive. They think they're being supportive, but they're really being a little bit demoralizing. They tell us things that hurt our feelings, that make us feel like we're not any good, and we just get really sensitive about it. A lot of the times with family that works. Husband and wives, as much as we want our husbands to support us and to be very supportive, I tell you the truth, when I asked my husband to remind me to work out more and that it was his fault that I wasn't working out because he never wanted to come with me, when he started to remind me, I wanted to kill him, right? You don't want to put that added stress in a relationship. Find a professional to give you more support. And so this could be a support group. This could be a coach like I am. This could be a buddy who's going after the same goal that you are, but find support that are not those people that you are hoping to change, right? Find a support that is not that close, that's close that I can understand what you're going through, but really is not going to have to go to bed with you at night or wake up and see you in the morning, and so you don't have to feel that added pressure to your relationship and put that added pressure on them that they have to be there to, completely support you in that endeavor because they might not know how. So just, I think, get more support. I think look outside, find somebody who's going to know what you want, know how to get you there, and invest in yourself. That is the way you can become that change. Because you're going to want to encourage those people, be it your husband or your children or your parents, to change too and to get support when they need it. And you can't always be that support for them completely. And so that's the way to lead by example, is to really show them, I can do it. That means you can do it. And so that's number three, is to get more support. So number one, get real about their blocks or your blocks, or you wouldn't be using them as an excuse. Number two, be that change that you want them to have. And number three, get more support. So number four is actually kind of a way to keep going while you're in it. And number four is to stay positive about the possibilities. I am a problem solver. I love to fix things. Not everybody is, but it's really important, even if you're a problem solver, to recognize they are not the problem. They do not need fixing, okay? So you want to make sure that what you're actually doing with them is giving them the dream, giving them the possibilities, reminding them of what they want to achieve, and telling them that they can do it, and not trying to fix them. You are not their fixer, okay? So when it comes to husband and wives, especially when I'm telling a client or a little bit of my unsolicited advice sometimes, and they give their husband as an excuse, they are not the problem that needs fixing, right? You using them as an excuse is the problem. You're the one who needs to see the possibilities. You're the one who needs to see the bigger vision and the change in what's possible. They have nothing to do with this. You using them as an excuse is a symptom that that's what's going on. You need a little bit more encouragement. You need more support. You really need to decide that you want it for yourself, and then their problem or blocks or support becomes completely irrelevant, okay? And so that's really what I want for you, and because I know that's part of making over your life is motility. Learning how to move without actually having to move. Learning how to shift your mindset and see things in a completely different perspective that allows you to move forward without really changing your surroundings, without changing everybody around you, because you can't change them. You're responsible for one person, and that is you first. And after you are feeling better, you're taking care of yourself, you're happier, you're healthier, you will lead by example. You will be that change. Can be their support. But a lot of you, and I do it from time to time myself, but when you call me and we're on the phone, I hear it. You are supporting everyone else. And you have to realize that when you start to get empty, you'll know, because it'll become frustrating. You'll be thinking about all the problems that they're causing you. You will make them your excuse for your own behavior, and you'll have a hard time really changing. Okay? And so this is a symptom. This is awesome because it's telling you that there are so many better opportunities available. There are awesome things in store for you. That's the only hurdle you have to overcome at this point. So, put everybody's thoughts aside for a second. Take a deep breath. When your husband, wife, children, or parents, or close family members are not willing to change, but you want to, you will do it no matter what when you follow these 4 steps. Number 1, you have to take ownership of the fact that their problem, their excuses, their reasons for you not changing are actually your own, and stop projecting them on them. Number 2, you need to make sure that you are leading by example. Okay, you have to be that change. You cannot expect them to change first. You have to change first. Number 3, you are going to need more support. Get it, right? Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because again, you're leading by example. And number 4, they are not the problem that you are trying to fix. So don't fix them. Stay positive about the possibilities. Stay positive about how your relationship can improve when you improve. When you fill yourself up, how much you will be able to give to them. You understand why I'm the plus size women's wellness coach and not the weight loss coach. Because when it comes to our weight, it's not about losing it all the time. A lot of the times it's how we think and how we are actually processing our thoughts. And so I hope that this was really helpful for you. That I encourage you to sign up for my Get Off the Weight Loss Roller Coaster e-course. It's completely free. You just put in your email, and every single day for 5 days, you will get emails from me with videos and exercises to start to do to get off the weight loss roller coaster. And as I shared, they're not physical exercises. They're here. This is what needs to change. And so I encourage you to do that. I will leave the link right under this video. And I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Experience wellness. No one can tell you how it's going to feel. You have to experience it for yourself. And if you need any more help, I'm here to help. That's what I do. And I'll see you next week.